Hi everybody, welcome to a Java tutorial. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the graphics class. And I taught a little bit of stuff in another tutorial that I made on like how to easily get graphics onto a JFrame. But today I'm going to show you a deeper interpretation of the graphics class. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we can do is fill in rectangle. So we just have to type in fill rect. So I'm gonna make it 100, 100, 100, 100. That just means it's at 100 and 100, and it's that big. So yeah. Okay, so right now you can't see this because Swing is very buggy, and it makes stuff like this when you really don't want it to. So what we're gonna be doing is you see if I do this, it is white over here. So if I do g dot set color, or I mean if I do this, so if I like draw a rectangle over that, as you can see, there's only a little bit of that stuff left. So the next thing that we can do is set the color of our graphics. So we just type in set color, then any color that we want to. So I'm just gonna do blue instead of making another color because for the sake of time. And then I do this. So as you can see, there's a 100 by 100 rectangle at the top of the screen. Okay, so what we can do now is draw lines. So we just type in draw line. Then I'm gonna make this one at 100 and 100. So it extends out the bottom right corner. Yeah, bottom right corner of the rectangle. I'm just gonna make this last, I don't know, around 200 maybe. And I'll make this line red, so just say color dot red. So if we run it, we have a red line ejecting out of the bottom of our rectangle. And that's exactly what we told Java to do. Now I'm just gonna make some text. So g dot set color, color dot green. You should be getting a little bit familiar with this stuff now, and then we just type in drawstring. And what that does is it draws text. We just have to tell it what text we want it to draw. Like, is a happy face. Like, it will draw that, for example. And the other two arguments are the x and y. So I'm just going to make this at 50, I guess. And 125 maybe. So it's right below the rectangle. This should work. Okay, so see, it says that is a happy face. And you'll notice that things are very easy with the graphics class. Like, before I knew about this stuff, I used to like make JLabels on like little windows and make them move around by setting the bounds and stuff like that. But this honestly makes stuff a lot easier for you. But here's a warning. Don't ever use Swing when you're actually doing things, like for utilities. I'm just doing it for the sake of the tutorial. I didn't want to like make a canvas and like buffer strategies. Like, I just wanted to make like a quick tutorial. That's why I'm not using like AWT right now. Instead I'm using Swing. So yeah. The next thing we can do is set the font of our graphics. So the current font I'm using in IntelliJ right now would be Consolas. So that's what I'll do. So if we do g.set font dot new font, Now we can just tell it the font that we want it to be. So the font that we want it to be is Consolas, and the style is font.bold, I guess, and font.italic. So I just make it bold and italic, and the size is gonna be approximately 13, I guess. I don't know how big that would be. A little bit bigger than this desk. Okay, so it says smiley face is a happy face, and yeah. So now we can set the font of our graphics and stuff like that. So now, if you guys can get really creative with this, you can even like make a button set with changing colors as you hover over it, and cool fonts and stuff like that. But I'm not going to be covering how to do that yet. Sorry about that. The next thing we'll be doing is drawing rectangles. I'll show you what the difference is between drawing a rectangle and filling a rectangle. So I'm just going to set the colors. Wait, we already did. So I guess we'll just do orange maybe. And then I'm going to do g.drawRect. And it's exactly the same as fillRect, so except that it doesn't fill in the inside of the rectangle. So this should draw it right over a rectangle. So as you can see, oh wait, this isn't a good example. I should do this. Maybe. Okay, now you guys should see it since the background is black. Okay, as you can see, there's like a rectangle over here, and it's not completely filled in, which is good because we don't want it to be filled in. So yeah, let's see what else we can do at the graphics class. So cyan, I guess. Okay. So now we can draw arcs. So an arc is basically like it's kind of like the thing that comes out of a parabola. And if you were graphing quadratic equations, then that's what an arc will be. So that's what we can do with the graphics class. So g.drawArc. Wait, so in x and y, we're gonna make this 400 and wait, no, I mean 100 and 400. The width and the height of it are gonna be, should actually make this 300, 100 by 100. And the start angle, I don't know what this is. I've never like made it, but I guess we'll just make it 45 and 45, I guess. We'll see that. Let's see if it works. Okay, so let's try. Okay, sorry about this, guys. I haven't ever like made an arc actually, sorry. So as you can see, it like made a little arc for us to use. So like you can like make this into a smiley face if you guys know how, but I'll just make it negative -5. Maybe, I hope Java recognizes negative numbers as angles. I hope it does. It probably doesn't though. Okay, negative 45, that's what it did. Okay, never mind. You guys know how to draw arcs now. Let's fill in an arc now. So, arc, can you do that? Okay. It's basically the same thing as a rectangle, except, well, it is the same thing as a rectangle. You pass in the same arguments as drawing an arc in that way. So we'll make this 200, 300, 100. If you guys can't tell, I'm just copying in the arguments. Okay, so when we run this, you'll see that we have an arc now. And yeah, so let's go into filling ovals and stuff. So do that color dot magenta. We'll just make this what should we make this? We'll just make it dark gray maybe. Okay, that works. Then now I'm gonna do G dot fill oval and XY width height. You guys should be like pretty familiar with this now. And yeah, so we'll make this at 0, 400. Actually, we can do 0 and 250 if I'm correct. So in the width and height, the width is going to be 50 and 100. So if we run this now, then you'll see that we have a magenta oval over here. And yeah, so you guys can do the same thing with drawing an oval. So just do this. I'll just copy this and then instead I'll do draw. Okay, I'm just gonna make a new color because I think it's a new color. I'll just make this red, green, then blue. So I think this is purple. So let's move this. Okay, so now that we have a different color, I'm glad IntelliJ like showed in the color for us. Okay, as you can see, this is how to draw an oval now. And yeah, you guys can make like a bunch of things with this actually. Now, so yeah, so let's do G dot set. Is there anything we have to cover now? So I'm not going to be covering drawing an image because that part is kind of self-explanatory. So I'm just going to set the color, new color. Okay, this is a new color, we can use it. So what we can do is draw a rounded rectangle and also fill a rounded rectangle. So draw a round rect. So arc width and height. So this is very easy for us now since we've practiced it a lot. So 0, 400, width and height would be 100, 100. Arc width and arc height would be 25, 25. So it draws in a rounded rectangle, yay. Then we can do the same thing except with fill, so we just do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this 75, and yeah. So guys, I really hope that you guys learned something from this tutorial, because because when I first did it, it was quite fun, like just messing around with everything and making cool figures and shapes and stuff like that. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was quite long, in fact, but yeah. So I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.